What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with another video, and it's almost as if Xbox Game Pass knew that I was still getting over this nasty cold and having an incredibly difficult time talking that they decided to release 8 new games coming to Game Pass. And they knew I'd do a video on it, and they love me anyway, and I love you anyway, so we're going to get through this together. Then I'm going to take a nap because I am freaking exhausted. But I wanted to put together a quick video for you guys on the upcoming Game Pass games. And what I did in the past, which seemed to help out a lot of people kind of see what they're getting into, is look at each game individually, check out their Metacritic score, assuming it's already been launched, and give you guys some thoughts on it. So without further ado, let's take a look at the 8 games we're going to get this month. First and foremost is Metal Gear Survive. Now, I know Metal Gear, you could see there, has a user score of 1.4 from the users with a Metacritic score of 60. Quite a big difference. I think the real answer is probably somewhere higher to 60 than 1.4, but hey, you know what? This game came after a lot of controversy from Hideo Kojima being violently thrown out of Kojima Productions and losing rights to his beloved Metal Gear franchise. This game takes the phenomenal Metal Gear Solid engine and turns everything on its head, where you go into this alternate dimension and basically it becomes a survival game. Now, I'm not saying this is the best game ever, but I think this is a game that a lot of us, myself included, have been really curious about for a long time, but never really wanted to take the plunge on. And I'm happy to say that Game Pass has brought this game to us. So I'm going to finally get to play it, and I will tell you guys what I think about it, because I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, and I love the engine, I love the combat, I love the feel of that game. I can't imagine that this game is just so boring and so abysmal that it lowers the score that far. But you know what? People have review bombed things before, but you know what? Maybe people are right. We'll have to find out. The next 2 games are Banner Saga 1 and Banner Saga 2, which are really fun hand-based role-playing games. And I had a ton of fun with these. I feel like Banner Saga games have been floating around, though, for a while, either on PlayStation Plus or maybe on Xbox Games with Gold. So I don't feel like a lot of people are like, oh my god, finally Banner Saga has come to us. And it might have actually even been a Twitch Prime game of the month as well. But it's a very fun role-playing game. What I like about it, those hand-painted textures, it really has a very unique sense of style and art. And if you like the first one, you're going to love the second one because you get them both. So you're going to just get in there and keep on going. The next game that's coming out, not yet available, this is a day and date with Game Pass, something that I love that they do, and not the only game that does this month, by the way, is Void Bastards. Inspired by BioShock and System Shock, Void Bastard is a new strategy shooter that will test your wits and exercise your aim. And what I love about this game, look at this artwork. It is gorgeous. I love how they stylize this thing. It just has a really cool comic book look to it. Let's see if we can fast forward just a little bit more gameplay here. There you go. Look at those. Just look at those graphics. It looks like something out of a TV show. I don't even know. I mean, it's just, it reminds me of Red 13. Very unique, stylized, kind of a sense of Borderlands to it. I'm very excited for this one. Day and date coming out for Xbox One Game Pass. So I think this is definitely a home run this month. Next, we have Dead by Daylight, which I didn't really love. I think I got this for PlayStation Plus some months ago, but it's okay. If you like that idea of Evolve, basically 4 vs. 1, an offset, or even Friday the 13th, an offset multiplayer, that's what Dead by Daylight is, where 4 survivors are trying to escape while there's one killer running around trying to mow everybody down. And the 4 players are going to work together to create things, you know, get a car started or open a door or something to escape, and they have to hide from the killer while they're doing this. If you're playing with your friends, I think this has a possibility of being a very fun game. It definitely has a lot of tense gameplay moments. If you're playing online, though, with a bunch of randos, expect a less than fun performance and expect a lot of griefing and a lot of kind of ruining of the game. So take this one with caution, but since you know it's coming to Game Pass, it's definitely going to get a surge of players, and you might find a fun game in there, and you might actually enjoy it. So not a bad Metacritic score, by the way, just something that I think outlives its welcome. After a few matches, there's not a ton of replayability, but at the same time, if you're playing with your friends, I could see you sinking hours and hours into this one. Next is the one that I am by far the most excited for. This is the Outer Wilds. Now, I got to play this game way back when in open alpha years ago, and it's finally coming day and date to the Xbox One later this month. You basically play in a time loop where time resets every 20 minutes, where a sun is going to explode and you're going to die, and you reset. Now, the cool thing is your progress is always reset, but the knowledge you retain, now that's something you get to keep with you from playthrough to playthrough. So, for example, you're going to need to figure out the codes to launch the rocket. And you're going to have to do a lot of stuff to get those codes, but once you have the codes, the next playthrough, because you, the person, remember the codes, you can run straight to the rocket and take off. And it's that roguelike where you're going to kind of constantly learn things to get better and smarter and do things more efficiently to see more and more of the game before your time limit runs out. There's also a lot of events, such as two planets colliding, or maybe an NPC or something will go by at a very specific time where if you're not there, you're going to miss out on that key intel. So there's going to be a lot of runs that you're going to have to do. They're going to make you go in certain directions to gain knowledge so that future runs can be more efficient. I am beyond excited for this game, and I think it has potential to be one of the best games of 2019. Two other games for it. We got the Fullmetal Furies game, which I am in love with from the idea that it's the creators of Rogue Legacy, one of my absolute favorite games, which is it's a truly cooperative action RPG. So you can see a little bit of the gameplay here. Puts an emphasis on team play with a unique combat system where everyone is important, and it's co-op. So if you liked Rogue Legacy, which I loved, and you like RPG lights, which they're calling action RPGs, I think you're going to enjoy this game. It looks like it's got potential to be a really fun game, and it's sitting at a very high Metacritic score, which tells you it's going to be good. Lastly, we got Superhot, which again, I feel has made the rounds on all of these PlayStation Plus, and I don't even know if it's games with gold. It's definitely been on computer more than once. But basically, it's a first-person shooter where time only moves when you move. So it's up to you to progress the action in such a way that you take out all the enemies, but you have to be very cognizant of the moves that you make in order to progress the action and the combat in a way that you don't take any damage. It's really a lot of fun. It's way better in VR, but you know what? Free is free. So there you have it. 8 more games coming to Xbox Game Pass this month. I think they announced a few that are going to be leaving. You have to check their blog. I'll put a link in the description box below if you're curious. They do cycle new games in and out, but I think between Metal Gear Survive, at least for me, Void Bastards, Outer Wilds, Fullmetal Furies, I think you're going to have tons of great games to play this month, and I think there's absolutely no shortage of great stuff leading into E3. 20 more sleeps until I'm out in California with my wife. I am beyond excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative, and if you did, do me a favor. Consider commenting, rating, and subscribing. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.